Hi, this is Paul again, and I've got another new video to show you, and I'm calling this video Quad Step 2D Order. In the last couple of years, I've been working on a system I call Quad Step. It's an hierarchical system of 5 balls in strings. Okay, take a look in front. You see this long string of balls in 4 colors, and you can see it's spiraling around, and you can see that it's lining up to a 15-sided polygon, and it's going all the way down to a 3-sided polygon in a perfect order. But this order is not wanted because it contradicts the chaos theory, and after showing it for about a month, I've only got 50 views. I got about 20 views from the United States of America, and the other countries around the world I show another around about 50 or 60 views. I guess there wasn't much interest in geometry a few years back because I got a comment on my work in the mathematicians forum. I'm about 165,000 mathematicians in the forum. And they said that only a crank would work with trivial geometry that nobody else understands. They kept pushing a theory that when a butterfly flaps its wings, it causes chaos around the world. Anyways, let's get back to Quad Step. And I'm going to take you back to the pineapple geometry this time. Now, if you look in front, you can see that the pineapple geometry is made up of rings. Actually, I'm showing 40 ball rings, and they go red, yellow, purple, cyan, red, yellow, purple, cyan, all around. Now, I've been looking at this, and I'm wondering, what about working on this in 2 dimension? Let's take a look. Now, in front, I've made a 2-dimensional grid of the arrangement of balls, very similar to the balls wrapping around the balls going around the pineapple. Now you can produce lines just like a grid on a CAD program. Now you can see in front the lines are following the quad step sequence of red, yellow, purple, cyan, red. Now this design will go in the opposite direction also, so let's take a look. Okay. Now if we bring in the both slopes, the left and the right, we should make a hexagon. Let's take a look. Now this quad step grid arrangement can give us other patterns also. Now if you notice in front, the rhombus pattern is produced by the sequence. And also the horizontal lines, they follow the sequence. This grid can also produce a rectangular shape pattern. Let's take a look. Now notice the lines can follow the red colors or the red, yellow, purple, cyan sequence. Now this method can produce a lot of other shapes also. This is another example. And you can see this special shape is sloping in one direction, but we can also flip it to slope in the other direction. I think a good mathematician could use this method of tiling for any size whatsoever. Okay, we'll go back to the grid again, and this is the pineapple grid. Let's go back to the rhombus. Now take a look at the red balls. They are following vertical lines. Now take a look at the red ball lines on the pine cone. Notice that the slope is going in both directions. Okay, this took a little bit of time to figure out. It's like a puzzle, but I think I've cracked it. Now if you look at the string, this starts with the red ball. Then the second string moves 2 balls forward and keeps doing that all the time. Now we could do the same as this, but move 1 red ball. So let's take a look at moving 1 red ball. Now look what we have. We have some interesting results. We show in perfect squares and diagonals and triangles and parallelograms. Isn't that something? Now I'm going to flip the slope in the opposite direction and see what we have. I think we are looking at an amazing system that's called quad step. Okay, I think I'm going to move away from the grid now and take a look at the string, because waveforms come out of the string. Now in front I'm showing you a quad step hierarchical string. Now this string can be animated to give us a wave as shown in front. Now if you look at the second set of 5 balls, it's sloping down at 30 degrees. Now if you look in front, the second and third 5 ball sections are animated to show the waveform going down and up. Now when I make a copy of that animated section and add it to the string, I can keep adding them strings and it keeps doubling up, and this keeps doubling up to make a long animated string. I think this is how DNA works in nature, because life forms is a real long hierarchical string, and I don't think it follows chaos theory equations. Okay, now I'm going to show you a 45-degree string, and this works very similar to the 30-degree string. Okay, the next string is going to be a 60-degree string. I think this is one of the nicest ones. Okay, I've got one more string to show you, and this is a 90-degree, and this brings a square waveform. Okay, if you look at this waveform, you see that each edge is a pair of quad steps. Now if we double the amount of quad steps, look what we have. You can see that the amplitude of the wave is doubled. Let's double it again. So this shows that amplitude is proportional to the length of the string. Okay, now I'm going to show you the sine waves. Let's start with the single wave first. And now we'll double up on it. And you can see how quad step doubles the frequency. Let's double it up again. I think this shows how important the quad step system is. Let's double it up one more time. This shows that the frequency is proportional to the length of the string also. Okay, I've got something else to show you. In front I'm showing you a triangular spiral that can be made with quad step. Now notice the gap between each edge is 1 quad step. A similar spiral can be made with a square also. The gap is also a quad step between the squares also. I've got one more to show you, and this is a hexagon, and this too has a gap of 1 quad step. I tried it with a pentagon spiral also, but it doesn't work the same. That is why the pentagon geometry is what you call forbidden geometry. It works on vectors, but not on tiling. That is why quad step ring geometry is the answer, because it will give you the 5-fold and the 4-fold and the 3-fold. And it also gives us the academic silent treatment, because it contradicts their chaos theory. Anyways, I think I showed you a good bit of quad step for today. So this is Paul saying thank you very much for watching my video.